So now I've got this all masked off, and as you can see, I've run this fine line tape right up on my edge to the adjacent panel. So right on, just past the line of the seam sealer. As you can see, just past that line. I masked this line with the fine line so that after my last coat of clear, I'm gonna peel this fine line, and that clear edge, while it's wet, will lay down a lot better. It won't be such a hard edge right on that seam sealer line. You'll never see it. So now I'm gonna wipe this with water-based cleaner and then a solvent-based wax and grease cleaner. And we're gonna get some sealer on here. We're gonna use DB50 like we always do. DB50 for sealer. So right now I've got some DB50 in the gun. We're gonna go ahead and seal this. I've tacked this off already. Make sure all my tape is stuck down good. So what I've got here is some DBC 500. This is a clear base coat. This is used for a lot of different things in the Deltron system. Right now we're going to use it as a wet bed or a lockdown clear. Basically this is clear base coat, and what this is going to do is those 800 scratches that we have from prepping our blend area, it's going to fill those scratches in, and it's going to give a nice smooth surface for our base coat blend to lay down into. That's why they call it a wet bed. It's not technically going to be wet when we're spraying the base coat down, but it's going to help the metallics blend out. As I'm blending it, it's going to help those metallics on the edge lay out so I don't get a halo. So now that I've got the DBC on there, you can see it's shiny now, almost like it's been cleared. That will dull out as this dries. And then I'm going to come in and start blending my base. And once I think I've got my base blended well, if I feel the need to, I can actually put DBC 500 over top of it and make it look completely wet before I go to clear. So now I've got one coat of base down, and you can kind of see that sealer through it a little bit. Up through here, you can kind of see that's darker, this is lighter, this isn't covered yet. But now, when I do my second coat, I'm going to bring my second coat out to about there. When I do my third coat, I'm going to bring it out even farther, and I'm going to fan it out, blend that as I do this. I shut the lights off in the booth, and I take a sun gun light, and we look at our blend. You can see that metallic, you can see how it's laid out nice. If you look down this, you can actually kind of see where I stopped blending. Kind of gets a little bit of a dry edge, but we're not real concerned with that right now. We're not looking at the shine or the sheen. We're looking at the color itself. So, as you can see, I think I've got a pretty good blend going. I'm gonna go on to clear. So there we go. We have our repair done. We've got 3 coats of EC 5700 on this. So now, those areas that I did the fine line tape, I'm actually going to come in while this clear is still wet and carefully pull that off of there. And that is going to allow this line right here to kind of lay down a little bit. And then after we're going to let this sit for a couple days, bake it with the light, and then when we do our cut and buff on this, there's a little bit of dirt in there. It's not too bad. It's pretty clean. There's a couple little pieces of dirt. So we're gonna cut and buff this either way. But when we do that, after we're done cutting and buffing and that, we're gonna do what we call a buff blend, because this is gonna be a lot shinier than the car that's been done for 3 years and probably not polished for a while. So this is gonna look a lot better than this, no matter what, and you can actually kind of see that right there. You can see how dull the color that I just unmasked looks next to the fresh clear. So we'll end up doing a buff blend and polishing, you know, probably down towards the body line and the top of the boot lid and things like that. So we're gonna give this a few days and then cut and buff.